Okay, so here are some notes on power chords. Hey, my name is Cole Bluin. I'm a musician and a music teacher based in New York. This is what it sounds like when I play guitar. Power chords on the low E string are probably the easiest place to start. They're definitely where I would recommend starting. And if you've already seen the other video that I just put up about major bar chords, a lot of the same ideas apply, except that in this case, it's actually easier. Okay, so we're gonna talk about a D5 power chord starting on the 10th fret on the low E string, and it's this shape. Okay, and so what we wanna be able to do is strum these strings, get these notes, and then not get any sound from the higher strings. So check out what I'm doing with my pointer finger. In this case, I'm lightly muting the high strings with my pointer finger so that there's no sound there, so that I can just strum without worrying about whether I hit the high strings or not. So that's definitely the easiest place to start. And if you've seen the other video about practicing bar chords, then you know about troubleshooting, you know about doing things in a circular way, you know about taking stock of every problem that you're running into and making a conscious effort to solve it every time that you try to play the chord while you're practicing the chord. Okay, and so really the one troubleshooting thing we're going to want to that we might run into here has to do with muting these strings. So if we can hear them, we're not touching the strings enough with our pointer finger. If we're getting actual pitch from them, then we're pushing too hard. So we want this, right? And then in addition, if you have strings buzzing like that, sometimes people will get this, right? Because their ring finger's drifting down a fret. That's a thing you can correct for. But generally speaking, root 6 power chords are not that bad. Okay, root 5 power chords. We're gonna move this up to the 10th fret on the A string. This is a G5 chord, right? We want to be muting these top two strings. And then you'll see that my pointer finger is actually also lightly touching the low E string, which is muting the string. And so really, the challenge isn't to play these notes. That shouldn't be all that difficult, and the path to getting that to sound right is pretty straightforward. The real challenge is being able to play these notes while muting the strings that you want to have muted so that you can be really loose with your right hand motions and not get a bunch of extra pitch information that you don't want. Now, this is easier on some guitars than on others. On this guitar, the strings are pretty close together. If you're playing like a nylon string classical guitar, it's gonna be a lot more difficult. It's still very possible, it's just difficult because those guitars aren't really meant for this type of technique. So I hope that this is a helpful start and happy practicing.